Hi, I just had a very interesting request from one of my clients, and I thought I would record this video so I could kind of document the feature that I discovered. I thought at first that it couldn't be done, and then I noticed that it could be done, and it works very well. It's kind of like a hack, but it works. The question is that they want to show the name of a contact of one specific contact on the account. Okay, basically they want to show it on the related list on the list view. Sorry, here. So they want to add a column here with the name of one of the contact, the owner of the company, actually. Okay, so we can't do that here because on the list view we can access directly related modules. For example, the organization is directly related with a lead, so I can access the lead, but I can't access any other fields, not especially on the related list because there would be many, and so that doesn't work. So we can't show it directly. That means that the next idea would be to create a custom field on the organization and fill in that field with the value of the owner of the company. Okay. Now to do that, I first thought that we would have to do some coding, but I noticed that we can actually do that using workflow. So I'm going to show you how. First of all, my first recommendation was to just say, okay, you can't have it on the list view, which is really nice. You obviously could do this in the reporting system because the reporting system does have support for that. But another thing we could do is come here to the related modules, add to the layout editor in the add block section, and add a block for contacts. That should appear here below the first block, and that gives me, if I go back to the accounts, that should give me a related list in line here where I can actually see the owner. Okay, so here we have the information with some other information, very easy to access and visible, but we still don't have it on the list view, which is where we want it. Okay, so this is just an idea to show that, well, that is a way of getting that information visible really fast. But we don't have it in line, and the reports also work. Okay, now so I want to create a custom field. I'm going to use this custom field which I have here already. It's an empty text field, and I'm going to fill it in with the name of the contact, which is the owner. Okay, in this case it should be Felix. Okay, to do that, we're going to go over to the workflow system. No, sorry, that's not what I'm looking for. But workflow list. We're going to add a new workflow for organizations, and I'm going to call it fill in contact info, and we're going to do this every time the record is saved, just in case in any condition, any situation, the contact owner changed. Okay, it's going to be a new task, which is going to be an update field because we want to update that custom field, and we're going to do here execute task after. So no, it's going to be executed immediately. And there's no additional conditions either. This is going to launch always. Okay. So first, I'm going to show you the correct unhacked functionality to see how it works, and then we're going to hack it to do what we want. Okay. So first, I'm going to fill in the currency field, which is also a custom field here, which I have about currency. I'm going to fill that in with an expression. The function that I'm going to use is aggregation. Okay. Aggregation permits me to reach into the related records of a parent record that's launching the workflow and do some operations on the fields that are in there. Okay. So for example, the typical example and most useful use case is I want to sum. We can do minimums, maximums, average, and the like. I want to do a sum on the invoice. The field, you will have to probably go to the database or to the layout editor. The names are on if you click on the names, you can see it there. I know that what I'm looking for is subtotal, or let's do the grand total. Grand total of the invoices, and there will be no conditions. I want to sum the total of all the invoices I have onto the currency field. That would look like that. Okay, I want to sum the invoices related to this account, and I want to sum the grand total field. Okay, let's see how that works. Save that, save the workflow, jump back over to the accounts. Let's see what value is in the currency field right now. It's 0, as you can see here. Okay, let's zoom that in a little bit. Okay, it's 0. Let's and we'll see if that actually works. How was this? There it is. Okay. Okay, let's edit and save and see what happens with that currency field. 4,894. If we go to invoice, we should see that we have, okay, just one invoice with 4,894. Okay, so like I say, this aggregation expression function permits me to go in and manipulate or sum up or resume the related entities, which is very, very powerful kind of function. Okay, so I'm going to do a trick here. I'm going to fill in the text field with an aggregation also, but this time I'm going to aggregate on a text field. Okay, I want to tell it, go into the contacts module, get the first name of all the related records, and calculate the maximum. Okay, obviously the aggregations is by nature defined to work with numbers, but in this case, text, because the database and PHP and the programming languages know how to order, sort, and the concept of a maximum of a set of text strings is valid. So I can actually do this, and it will sort them and give me the biggest string. Okay, so actually we could just do this, the maximum of the contact, the first name, and that will work. It will give me one string, one first name. Okay. We could do the minimum. It would order them in the reverse. Okay, but in this case, we're looking for one contact exactly. So I add the condition. The title has to be equal to owner. Okay, then we have the glue, which is the owner, the or, if we had more than one condition. Okay, in this case we don't, but so just add it there. It doesn't really make any difference. So we have to put the name of the field, the condition or operator we want to do, and the value we want to compare with. So in this case, what I'm doing is telling, okay, go into the contacts, get all those contacts whose title is owner, get the first name, and return the maximum. Okay, so if we save this and we go back to the organization, the account, the text field is empty, so we edit and we save to force the workflow launching, and now I should have exactly that Felix here. So now that it's a text field and I copied it into the main module, actually doing the request would be editing the list view filter and adding, I'm going to change this one to the text field, and now I have the owner on the list view. Okay, so it's kind of a trick because we're kind of forcing or playing with the fact that the aggregation function, which was created to sum up numbers and operate with numbers, works also with text fields. But in fact, you don't need to program absolutely anything to be able to accomplish this request. You do have to know what you're doing, because especially with the condition, you have to know the fields. You have to go into the database and see what, or the layout editor. As I said before, layout editor should give me those values also. If I go to the layout editor, module manager. If I go to the module manager in the contacts module, and I go to the layout editor and I look for the title and I click here, I see that you can see that the name is title. Okay, the name of the field is titled E. In the equal and the operators, there's a list around on the wiki, so you can also see it there. But still, you have to kind of know what you're doing. I mean, it's not trivial, but you don't have to program, and you don't have to really do much except learn how to use the software that's managing your business, which is always a good idea anyway. Okay, hope that that comes in handy. Thanks for watching.